Media Bros.
What's going on, everybody? This is Roxy from Media Bros. I'm bringing a review for the Civil War II event that's going on in Marvel Comics. So far, we're up to issue 5, and it seems that there's a lot of things that's going on. A lot of people out there don't know what's going on, so as a spoiler, I'm going to get you up to date to tell you what's going on. So right now there's an Inhuman out there that has the ability to predict the possible futures, or at least that's what Iron Man likes to call them. So he has these catastrophic visions that involves the Avengers or some of the Marvel characters in some form or fashion. Now whether these visions are true or not, as a reader right now, we do not know. And the reason why is because Captain Marvel is acting on these visions. So the first issue opens up with the Avengers and some other Marvel characters battling off with a Galactus. That's right, Galactus. And the reason why is because they've got this vision from this Inhuman. Now this whole thing is got kind of out of hand that these visions happen spontaneously. Now the whole issue is that Tony Stark have with is that these visions, that possible visions, could conflict with some of the situations that may happen in the future. Now Tony Stark's whole side on this is that with these visions and acting on these visions, it takes away from the possibility of free will. Now on Captain Marvel's side is that with these visions, we can stop future problems, future crimes, future disasters. We can prevent it with these visions. Now they have their little disagreement, but it's no big deal. It's just Tony Stark hatching it out with Captain Marvel. We see that these two entities are going to be big with the Civil War event. Now here's where the first issue happens. The Inhuman has a vision that Thanos himself comes to Earth and invades and kills a whole crap load of people. This information, Captain Marvel strikes, bringing a whole bunch of Avengers to go attack Thanos because they had the position given to them by the Inhuman. It doesn't end well. Most of the Avengers get beaten very badly. Now this is a big spoiler because Rhodey, who's War Machine, is killed by Thanos. Of course this upsets Tony and have this whole big discussion again saying that having these futures is not good. And that he blames this Inhuman, he blames Rhodey's death on this Inhuman's visions, which truthfully it is. So this sparks Tony to take action. He goes and kidnaps this Inhuman, runs a couple of tests to try to find out how exactly his power works. He's not very successful because he doesn't get too far because the Avengers crash into his place and try to arrest Tony. Problem number 2. During this whole sequence, the Inhuman has this big vision of they show the Hawk just slaughtering the Avengers. But this time the visions is different. This time everyone that was in the area felt and seen the vision for themselves. This is something that they haven't experienced before. So everyone's pretty much on their toes at this point. So they go and visit Bruce Banner. First is Tony that questions Bruce Banner, asking what he's working on. And Bruce Banner is a little bit secretive about what he's doing. Long story short, Bruce Banner is confronted by all the Marvel characters who experience the vision. This caused him to get a little apprehensive. And we all know what happened to Bruce Banner when he gets apprehensive or upset or angry. Suddenly, an arrow strikes Bruce Banner in the head, killing him. Yeah, Bruce Banner's dead. No more Hulk. Come to find out it was Hawkeye, and because of prior arrangement, Bruce Banner told Hawkeye if he would ever have experienced another Hawk out, to kill him. And Hawkeye did it. Now there goes this whole big trial Hawkeye goes through, but long story short, he gets off. Now these are two friends that Iron Man respected that are now dead. Now this caused a big issue. Iron Man says that these visions are causing Avengers to die and that this needs to stop. So Tony Stark takes matters in his own hand and tries to attack the Inhuman himself, starting this whole issue with the Inhumans, where it leads to Tony Stark finding out that this is worse than he thought. The possibility of free will is just thrown out the window because Captain Marvel is going around arresting people left and right because of these visions. This sparks this whole thing where Iron Man takes away the prisoners that Captain Marvel arrested from the visions. So we get to issue 5, where it's finally starting to get interesting. Everyone who's on Captain Marvel's side has lined up and everyone on Iron Man's side has lined up, and they go at it in this big brawl. We got the Guardians of the Galaxy, we got the Inhumans, we even see Blue Marvel versus fighting Luke Cage. It's pretty crazy. They're all scrapping it out. It's going crazy. Heroes are flying left and right. But then suddenly, the Inhuman has yet another vision. And this time it shows Spider-Man, not the Peter Parker Spider-Man, Miles Morales Spider-Man, shows Spider-Man with a dead Captain America, Steve Rogers, in his hand. And the last part of it is that Captain Marvel is going to arrest Miles Morales. And that's where they leave off on issue number 5. Going into like my thoughts of where we are at Civil War 2, it's interesting. I started off the comic not being on Iron Man's side. Yet again, I didn't agree with them in the first Civil War, and I started not to agree with them in this one. But these visions have been specific, and they've been changing a lot of things. Me and Ray, we have a lot of discussions about whether about having this power, knowing that whether we should or should not have this power. Pretty much, he says that it's like playing God, which I can see that. But at the same time, I think I'm on the fence here. I used to be on Captain Marvel's side, and now I'm in the fence because I think this power could be used. If you had the ability to see the near future, and you could say if something was about to happen and someone's going to break into your home and murder your family. I know that's extreme, but let's just say you had that vision. Wouldn't you like to know you had that ability to save everyone in your household and do something like that? It's something that is beneficial. At the same time, I understand how it could be playing God, but I think the best way to implement an ability like that is that there's got to be rules on it. And just like with anything in this world, there's always a set of laws and rules about something. Why not regulate something like this? If you have a vision, let's take for say Miles Morales killing Captain America. Why not monitor the situation instead of just jumping to conclusion and arresting the person? If this person can be monitored, and then if they're going into the act of doing so, then you take action instead of just taking action at the first place. I know there's going to be a lot of this and that with rules, but what do you think? As I end this video, do you think we should have that power? Do you think we should have that ability? And if we do have it, what set of rules would you implement on it? I'm Roxy from Meteor Bros. This has been a review for Civil War 2. Everybody take it easy out there. See ya.